around 8 o'clock this morning in the building, David K. Miller building, where the Star is, connected to the main facility. There was a shooting. A woman was shot dead. The shooter did get away. It did not happen in the main facility. The search is on right now for the shooter. We have Homeland Security, we have Erie County Sheriffs, we have Buffalo Police, Buffalo SWAT teams. They have closed off. No cars are going to get in or out. They have Air One helicopter circling the skies above, trying to watch for any kind of movement. Once again, Lydia T. Wright School around the corner on Oppenheimer, right behind the main building, is on lockdown as well. No one there going to be allowed in or out. You likely won't even be able to drive close to the school because police have shut it off. Let's go live to my colleague, Joe Arena, who is trying to get more information from the scene.
Victoria,
Joe, yes.
Victoria, I hate to cut in right now. We definitely have some information really quick, though. We do have to refer to the sheriff's helicopter that's flying very low right now, just above the parking lot here at the entrance number 3, a little bit north probably of the Miller building. For what reason, we don't know, of course, but that's the lowest we've seen the sheriff's helicopter hovering and flying all morning. We'll keep it on that. I am going to start talking to Wanda here. Wanda, what's your full name?
Wanda Gersling.
Wanda Gersling. Now, you were just telling me your son is actually in a school just behind the hospital.
Yes,
tell me what's going on.
Okay. School 84. I'm just wondering if he's safe and, you know, if the school's on lockdown, you know, because now what made me come here is that I had to bring my son. I was bringing my son.
He was coming to the school for treatment to ECMC.
Emergency room for an ear infection. Right. And then the police officer stopped me and said that, you know, that you can't go in there because the hospital's on lockdown.
There is no main traffic allowed. In fact, when we got here, I'd say over an hour ago now, we were the last car allowed in. They shut off Grider from the 33 entrance all the way down here, as you can see. I don't know if that's Delavan down there, but it is Delavan, so it goes all the way down to Delavan, completely shut off. No need to come down here, folks. If you're watching this on TV right now, stay away from this area. There's a lot of activity. Very shocking situation. A woman was shot in the head at about 8 o'clock this morning, shot and killed. A man of interest, a person of interest, is Dr. Timothy Jordan, 49 years old, Lakewood. He apparently is the main person of interest right now. There was some talk that he had been apprehended. That is not the case. We got confirmation of that just minutes ago, that he is still on the loose and police are actively searching for him. The hospital itself is no longer a part of the investigation, we believe, because all of the security has been lifted. Right now, if we get a shot of what's happening right here, the mayor is coming into the to the picture we're about to show you. They're going to head over to us right now for a live press conference. We're going to keep it right here, right now. That is Mike DeGeorge on the mayor's right side, Buffalo police spokesperson, the Buffalo City spokesperson, actually. And we're just awaiting the mayor right now. Yes, we are ready to go here, Vic. Ready when you are, sir.
All right, everyone, we are here to give you an update on the ECMC situation.
Deadly gunfire at the Erie County Medical Center.
A woman fatally shot and a major manhunt for a doctor.
The massive medical facility and nearby schools forced into lockdown, with people on the outside desperately trying to communicate with loved ones trapped on the inside.
And to keep me updated every couple minutes to make sure that I know she's okay.
Tonight, live team coverage on the tragedy and the manhunt.
He is considered armed and dangerous. The massive manhunt continues at this hour for Dr. Timothy Jordan.
Police want to know if he pulled the trigger in today's shooting at the Erie County Medical Center that killed receptionist Jackie Wisniewski. As you can see, we've turned our set red as police hunt for a doctor who is considered armed and dangerous.
And let's begin our team coverage tonight with News 4's George Rickard.
There was no mistaking something big was up at ECMC. Just before 8 a.m., police believe 49-year-old Dr. Timothy Jordan walked into the D.K. Miller building next to the hospital and fired at least 4 shots at 33-year-old medical employee Jacqueline Wisniewski, killing her inside the building.
I know that they had an on-off relationship, just from what I could hear from bits and pieces from other doctors speaking around. And like I said, everybody was pretty distraught over the whole situation that even a doctor came into the building and did this today.
Chris Klubeck was in that building for an outpatient procedure, and when he tried to leave,
20 after 8, I'm ready to leave the building, and I was held back by the secretary and told that there was a code silver. We had a gunman on the loose in the hospital, and we were running around.
Employees and patients inside were told not to make cell phone calls, but only text their loved ones.
It does make me feel a lot better. I can at least, even if I can't hear my wife's voice, I can have her text me, and that definitely puts me at ease. And having me be able to talk to her mother and father and her grandparents that are here locally and let them know that she's okay also puts them at ease, obviously.
The shooting is not a random act.
The entire ECMC campus was in lockdown for over 3 hours as police searched for the gunman.
We have SWAT teams from Buffalo, Cheektowaga, Amherst, New York State Police, Erie County Sheriff's Department, and town of Tonawanda right now.
The medical center's chaplain could be seen consoling the brother of the victim outside.
It's a family situation. We're a family here at ECMC, so as you could well imagine, it's a sad situation. It's a tragedy, and we're hanging in there, and our thoughts and prayers are with our employees and everyone involved.
Now you are looking live at the DK Miller building right there with the plane going overhead. That is right next door to the ECMC tower. The DK Miller building is still closed. No employees or workers or patients are coming in and out all day long. Right here, though, at the ECMC, the main tower, everything is normal. I just talked to a worker who says the patients are coming in and out, workers are coming in and out. It is no longer in lockdown. The lockdown ended at about 11:30, but this worker didn't want to go on camera. He can't believe what the doctor is accused of. He says Dr. Timothy Jordan has worked here for years, has worked every day inside the main tower and in that Miller building. And joining me now live is Diana Fairbanks. Diana, it's, words escape me. So unusual.
Just really unbelievable. It was a frightening situation, not only for everyone here at ECMC, but across the area tonight, trying to figure out exactly what happened and why. Officers are doing their work behind the scenes. We also at News 4 are trying to do our part to figure out the cause of all this chaos. We're going to have a lot more information coming up in our 5 and 5:30 half hours, and also in our 6 o'clock newscast, including hearing from the victim's family and friends who suggest this might be domestic violence related. Tonight at 5:30, we're going to talk to a domestic violence expert who really has some important information for you about the red flags that you should be aware of. We're going to have that coming up in just a little bit. We've been on top of this case all day with live coverage, and we'll continue to do so. But for now, we're live at ECMC. Diana Fairbanks, News 4.
Thank you, Diana. And the heartbreak of today's deadly attack is only beginning to sink in now for the victim's family and friends.
This is video of the victim's brother on the scene today. News 4's Lou Ragoose has more tonight. Lou?
Jackie Wisniewski was a single mother of a little boy. She was a clerk working at ECMC with aspirations of becoming a nurse. And according to a friend I spoke to today, she was terrified of Dr. Tim Jordan. Turning on the news this morning to see a picture of Dr. Timothy Jordan made Heather Shipley fear the worst.
She told me if anything happened to her, that it was him.
In the last couple of years, Heather had become friends with Jackie Wisniewski. They met at Erie Community College, and while together, Heather says she became Jackie's confidant, listening to Jackie's fears about her ex-boyfriend, Dr. Tim Jordan.
She was a good person, and he's stupid because she loved him. She loved him, and she had to get away from him because he was psycho.
Heather says at one time Jackie was living with Jordan, but left him because she believed he was having affairs with other women. And when she left him, he wouldn't let go.
She told me that he had stuck a GPS on her car and hid it, knew everywhere she was going. He was driving by her house, sitting in the parking lot across from her street, stalking her. This is what she told me. He also said, "Why do you think my exes don't live around here?" Because they know this is how I am.
Was she afraid of him?
She was afraid of him. She was deathly afraid of him. She told me.
Despite that, Heather says Jackie loved Jordan and wouldn't have left him if not for the cheating. And that's probably why she didn't do more after his scary behavior.
She didn't want to get him in trouble because he was a surgeon, and she didn't want to ruin his reputation.
But now that Jackie is gone, shot several times while working as a clerk at Erie County Medical Center, Heather is just torn up that it had to come to this.
He definitely needs to be caught. He don't deserve to be alive either. Taking somebody away like that for no reason. It didn't have to be this way.
Well, the search for Dr. Jordan, considered a person of interest in this case, has continued all day long and continues at this hour.
And News 4's Luke Moretti is live tonight in Lakeview, where police have the doctor's house surrounded. Luke?
This has been a very busy neighborhood since early this morning when we arrived here all day long. Several police agencies arriving at the scene and different SWAT teams from different agencies showing up here in this Lakeview neighborhood looking for the well-known trauma surgeon in connection with the shooting death of 33-year-old Jackie Wisniewski. Several police agencies converged on a Lakeview home looking for a well-known trauma surgeon in connection with the shooting death of 33-year-old Jackie Wisniewski, who worked as a clerk at the Erie County Medical Center. By late morning, SWAT teams from different agencies cordoned off the Lakeview neighborhood of Dr. Timothy Jordan, who police describe as a person of interest in the case.
He is the calmest, easiest going, friendliest guy you can imagine.
Perry Smith has known Jordan for 6 years. He's currently putting an addition on the doctor's house. But when he showed up this morning, he was turned away by police. His first thought when he found out,
he didn't do it. I know him too well. I can't believe that that could have happened.
Wisniewski, the mother of a young son, was shot on the grounds of the Erie County Medical Center this morning, which was placed in lockdown for a portion of the day. Meanwhile, back in Lakeview, a utility truck showed up to cut power in the area of Dr. Jordan's neighborhood. Authorities say they consider him to be armed and dangerous. We're back live here on West Arnold Drive in Lakeview. As you can see, still they have a police officer stationed. This is sort of the entrance into the neighborhood. And as it turns out, they're obviously stopping traffic from going beyond that point. The way this road really works is it kind of loops around from behind those trees, and that's where the house is of the doctor and where the SWAT teams are and police officers, as they've been staking out this location all day. Lots of questions we have about this. You know, is the doctor in there? Is he not in there? What exactly are they looking for? All we can tell you is there have been a lot of different SWAT teams rolling in and out of here all day long since this morning, including what looked like to be a mobile command unit that came in here. And as we mentioned, they actually sent out a utility truck to cut the power off just beyond where that police car is located behind me. So we're here and we'll continue to follow the situation closely, and of course we'll bring you the very latest. For now, we're live in Lakeview. Luke Moretti, News 4 at 5.
Thank you, Luke. And our viewers have questions too. They're asking tonight, who is Dr. Timothy Jordan?
News 4 did some investigating today and uncovered what police say is a sordid past. News 4's Emily Gugamas continues our team coverage now. Emily?
Don, Dr. Timothy Jordan has some glowing reviews from patients, but once the scrubs were off, a different image of the life-saving doctor. I spoke with Cheektowaga police who tell me they have records of 2 domestic cases involving the doctor in 2003, neither of which involved today's shooting victim.
That you just see it from the outside, you don't see it from the inside because you don't live with them, so you never know what a person might do.
Dr. Timothy Jordan joined ECMC's surgery department in 2003, also having privileges to practice at Buffalo General and Millard Fillmore Suburban.
I was shocked when they were telling me here today. So, like I says, the only thing I could think of is that he just snapped.
And officials with the Army tell me Dr. Jordan was a captain enlisted in 1982 as a Special Operations Medical Sergeant, acting as a surgeon from 1996 to 1999. Live in the newsroom, Emily Gugamas, News 4 at 5.
Thank you, Emily. And the impact of today's shooting stretched well beyond the grounds of the hospital.
News 4's Al Vaughters picks up that part of our team coverage tonight. Al?
Well, Don and Jackie, the shooting and subsequent search for a killer with a gun sent a scare into 2 nearby Buffalo schools and into emergency mode. School 84, which is right on ECMC's campus, and School 89, the Dr. Lydia T. Wright School of Excellence. With a sheriff's helicopter searching overhead and School 89 literally in ECMC's backyard, school administrators' task was keeping kids calm while the search for a killer swirled around them.
Students, everyone is safe. We have you. You are safe.
The uncertainty was too much for some parents who took matters into their own hands. Greg Williams accompanied his sister as she picked up his niece.
I mean, it's airplanes and helicopters and stuff. We just wanted to get her out of there just to make sure she's safe.
Once the manhunt shifted away from the neighborhood, classes were dismissed as usual.